So starting with introduction. So these are the basic features of Java. I would say this actually encompasses the entire thing of what Java is meant about. So here are they. So Java is portable in two ways. When I say portable, portable simply means mobility. So what does it mean by portable? Like let's say you have written a source code, which is nothing but a high level programming language you have picked up and you have written. Now when you have written that code, you will write in English like that is going to be in general, right? So when you have written that code, if you are writing that code in an operating system like Windows and the same source code, if you can copy into a Unix operating system and execute it without any changes, that's called portability. That means the mobility of having a program getting executed in multiple platforms or multiple operating systems without any change. Whereas Java went a step ahead where it said, I can do even more. The next part, what Java has done is once the source code is compiled and generates a intermediate code, or you can call it as byte code, even the byte code also you can copy from one operating system to another operating system and get it executed. And that how that happens, we have a detailed discussion of one slide in that, where it should have a particular JVM related to that OS should be available, so it gets automatically executed. That's how I said Java does two efficient job of portability at two levels. One is at the source code level, another is at the object code level, which is the bytecode. And Java can also be used both for server as well as client-side development programs, where on the server side, on the web server side, it can receive requests and process it. At the same time, you can develop programs which are customer facing and they are like customer web pages which you look at, that also you can develop in Java. Now, coming to this one, what is programming paradigm? So, each programming language evolves with different styles. Like, for example, if you see C, it is a procedural oriented programming. Sometimes people call it a system or programming language as well. Now, Java basically supports two high level programming styles. One is procedural programming, another is object oriented programming. So, what exactly mean by procedural programming? So, when you say procedural programming, it is nothing but given a task, how do you manage it by dividing that task into multiple functions? So in procedural programming, what happens is any task given, your thought process will be how do you divide so that it can be easily managed. So it is more of a divide and conquer model where a project you have given, you will break that code into multiple independent functions and you will make the code talk to each other through interactions. So that is what procedural programming is. So here the procedure term is nothing but a function. That's why there is another name mentioned here, which is called functional programming. Now coming to object-oriented programming, the thought process is a little different here, where rather than focusing on the implementation or the functionality part of it, you focus on the data part first. So you identify what is the data here. Like let's say I want to develop a product catalog. So when I want to develop a product catalog, rather than jumping and writing functions on get product name, get product ID, what I will do is first of all, I identify the product attributes. What is the product ID? What is the product name? What is the product description? All that first I will identify, which is the data part. After identifying, then I will tie that data or bind that data with the functions related to it, like get product ID, get product name, get product description, all to that. So these two bundled together, we will create a structure first, which is called class. Then we will, when we put in memory, that's when you call it as an object. And there will be multiple objects when you program where they can interact, like a product catalog might be talking to a database entity altogether, which might itself be an object. So there is multiple interaction happen between object, and this is called object-oriented programming. Here, philosophically, if you see object-oriented, it's more about a data-focused programming language. And Java has both on the functions part of it as well as the data side of it also.